the way that you feel about yourself does not define my worth. And I'm going to pray for you. Welcome back to Off the Dome with Coach Ash. I'm Ashley Major, a faith-based identity coach. And today, our topic is why rejection does not define your value. What a great topic. All right, so I think this is so timely because yesterday we talked about how to recognize when we're making our decisions based on fear. And the biggest fear that people have is the fear of rejection. A lot of our people pleasing, our shame-based thinking, our lack of self-love, our indecisiveness, all of the things that make us shrink when we're around people stems from the fear of rejection. Okay, and that's next to the fear of public speaking. But again, the fear of public speaking usually is rooted in the fear of rejection. And so let's dissect this, okay? The fear of rejection, this usually stems from some form of childhood trauma or childhood wound. Maybe growing up, you were called bad names, or you were made to feel small or inadequate or ill-equipped, and you carried that throughout your life. And so you find that a lot of the things that you do is to measure up, is to not be what people told you that you were. You're trying to size yourself up based on these things that you heard or what people made you feel when you were young. And so because of that, you try to appease everyone, or maybe you just dim yourself down so that you don't have to be at the center of anything. You don't have to be in the limelight. Nobody have to see you, like you want to be invisible, or you make yourself so noticeable that people cannot deny you, that you are the life of the party, the class clown, that you are the most educated one, the well-rounded one, the best athlete. You have to be the best at everything. And this oftentimes comes from, well, I don't want to be rejected, so either I'm not going to be seen and heard, or I'm going to be seen by everyone and known for this title or this role. And your value is not rooted in the title. Your value is not rooted in a role. Your value is not rooted in what somebody said about you. Your value is rooted in what God said you are, what God says you are. He says that you are royalty. He says that you are a masterpiece. My favorite scripture is Ephesians 2:10. And he said that we are created as masterpiece. We are his handiwork. You know what is a masterpiece? A masterpiece cannot be duplicated. It is unique. It is intentional. Like everything about you screams unique, screams creativity, screams value. He says that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Everything about you was curated and created by the master creator. Yet we dim our light, we small down ourselves, or we measure ourselves based on what society says is a good measuring stick. Or because we don't want to be made to feel small or less than. We don't want to be seen because we don't want to be rejected. We don't want that wound to open back up. That wound you felt when you were a child. That wound you felt during that traumatic situation. You don't want that to open back up. But you got to face it. You got to deal with it. And you have to know that nothing anybody says about you is worth value, because your value is found in what the creator, your creator, the one who created you, what he says about you. And he says that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. He says that you are loved. He says that you are chosen, you are royalty. He says that you are a masterpiece, and that's all that matters. And so rejection does not define your value. And remember, the person who said that, most times, 99% of the times, they're projecting their own feelings about themselves. So the next time somebody says something about you, your worth, just give them a hug and tell them, hey, I'm sorry you feel that way about yourself, but the way that you feel about yourself does not define my worth. And I'm going to pray for you. Whew, that may make them mad, or they may just melt in your arms. But just know that rejection does not define your worth. All right? So I pray that this was valuable. Drop a comment, let me know, and I will see you tomorrow for day 6, okay? Ta-ta.